Welcome to Design Around the World, and this week I'm going to be talking about Austin and Tucson. So I had a several day trip that started in Austin with some good friends in a mastermind that I was with. These friends are all CEOs of their companies, and we're all in different realms, which makes it a really fun mastermind because we're talking anywhere from franchising to real estate to digital assets. It's just a really cool group that way. There were 6 of us in total, and we decided to meet in Austin. And on the 2 days that we had together, we really spent it masterminding. We did go shopping and we ate, but it was talking about our businesses and throwing out some big ideas for things that we wanted to do together. Austin was beautiful the first day, very rainy the second day. We Ubered almost everywhere we went. And of course, because this is a Design Around the World episode, I want to feature some of the things that I saw in Austin. First of all, what I was loving is that Austin has all of these great places where you can take pictures with typography that says the word Austin, Texas, which is incredible. Even our house had a Texas element where we could take a picture with the word Austin. So other than masterminding and really working together, I want to feature a couple of places that we saw that I thought were so fantastic. So we went to this restaurant called Anthem. And the reason I want to show you Anthem is because they did such a good job of branding. You can see their logo here on top of their building, and they used the same typography inside. So it was really cool because as you walked in, they had some typography on the walls, and they still had that slant to the lettering, all the way to the fact that they had a matchbook with their A on it, and then they also had the logo on the other side. Michelle was commenting, she's part of our group, how she hadn't seen matchboxes for a while, and so this kind of branding was incredibly cool. They also really had some darling setups in this restaurant, like these orange couches where you could sit and hang out and get a drink. And then we ended up sitting outside after a while. They did such a good job because once again, if you check out this menu, they had the drinks, the lettering on the drinks feels like the lettering they used on their logo for Anthem. So you can see how the typography works its way through over and over again on the walls, on the outside, and even on the menus and anything else that they had. So it was a pretty cool, I was like really impressed with the way they branded. Funnily enough, this is a funny video of Michelle eating the flour from one of the drinks because we told everyone you could eat it. It just tastes crunchy. We also really liked, if you end up finding this place because you like the logos or the design work, they have a brisket queso skillet that I would highly recommend. Okay, so we did spend some time outside. It was really beautiful, and you can see the atmosphere was really fun as well. So I also am going to say don't miss out on the desserts there. They were excellent. What I really liked about the city is we did do a walk down this street, and there was so much great typography. So first off is this restaurant that's called Clive. I loved the lettering on this, the way they've got a curved serif. I don't even know if you can call it a serif, but basically making it a more decorative font. And I just thought it was done so brilliantly and so well. You'll also notice that there are like some other fun types where like they lit it up and they added embellishments like this idle hands, or even like this Augustine. I don't know how you exactly say it, but they actually had 2 different logos. I thought this was interesting. Whereas Anthem was all laid out very, very clearly, Augustine had this logo, and then it had a secondary logo, and that was lit up and all in sans serif lettering. So you kind of saw some of that where the logos didn't match the actual ones used on the restaurant itself. We also then made it across the way. It was like only 0.3 miles away, but kind of in a scary neighborhood, which I don't recommend you walk from Anthem all the way over here. But if you want to take an Uber here, it's great. This holy moly putting little golf area. It was actually very great. It was super fun. And the thing I want you to check out is how great their typography is on their logo. How fun is that? I like the golf ball for the O and kind of this like fat and skinny and small use of fonts or lettering here, which makes it really interesting to look at, makes it feel eclectic, which is really kind of fun. I really liked the setup here. There was like a lot of fun things. I really loved these bowls that you know, are right at the front, all in green with this putting green area. It was really well done. This place was fun because it was set up to, you got a coin and you went and chose your golf color, which was pretty fun. And so I went and put a coin in and got my golf color, and then they had this great little putt-putt area. This is something I want to highlight because they did such a great job on making each of the spaces interesting. You can see we have like a Scrabble board here, which was really quite cool that you were putting into. So you had all these big letters out of, you know, in the way. They had this area that was a shark, you know, area, and you had to like go over this little planked boat area. Ironically, Abby did it in only one. I just totally blew my mind. Anytime I did well on this, by the way, it was a total accident. So that was really fun. And then they had this funny little area where it blew money up inside this like glassed in area where you hit the ball. Pretty funny. And then it was to the point where there was even a place where you could, you know, hit a ball around a toilet. So very creative, super funny, and very much enjoyable. So lots of putting around the toilet. They also had a little art area. You can see here Michelle putting her face in the Mona Lisa, just totally throwing us off and totally fun, but really nicely done with all the fine art, making it a little silly and fun, which was really, really good. They also had this space area, so you can see how all the tiny little elements really add to the overall decor, which of course takes a design eye, which I really love. Okay, last but not least, really quick, they really did a great job on this Holy Moly logo, and they did show it in a lot of different ways, and this is one of the ways they showed it over the bar, which was done so nicely, and you can see the way the lettering all fits and is spaced together, as well as the big mat that we're all standing on here. They also had some other fun elements. They had all of these umbrellas hung upside down, so you got a really pretty look at all these different colors in their arcade area. And they had tons and tons of interesting, weird artwork up, which really suited the entire place. So very well done. We had a really fun time there. As we headed in for the night, and we were kind of early to bed, which was really fun, we did spend some time just making sure that we had a whole day to mastermind, that we talked through all the things that we were working on. We did have breakfast and lunch at nearby places. We tried to stay in the center or like an easy to walk area in Austin, and we really did have quite a few options. Because of it, though, I don't think we ever really got some decent barbecue. I'm just saying, we never ever made it to good barbecue. But really fun. We did go shopping in both the Domain District and I think a secondary district, and I can't even remember the name of it, but had such a good time. I really want to emphasize a couple of really cool design elements that I thought was really great. This big Austin sign was one that we found in a huge coffee shop. And not only did they have this, but they had this incredibly cool color-coordinated blocked area with coffee pods in it. And I just thought it was so beautiful and well done. Furthermore, they had each of those pods in a display, and you can see here they're shiny, they're color coordinated, and they're just really beautifully done. So I was really impressed. Michelle maybe bought a little bit of coffee. she might have something to do with some coffee franchises. They even had a self-serve station so you could see how to run one of the machines, and it was fun to see Susie set one of these up. So that was that for the shopping, and then we did go to kind of a wine bar for dinner that night. It was great. We had a beautiful time. I really loved the trees in this particular area. They had lit them up. They had these pretty little lanterns coming off of them, and so the ambience was really good. Our good friend Annette in this group got everyone pajamas, so we did have matching pajamas. Okay, a little bit more on the shopping. I just want to say we walked into a shopping area that had these very, very cool leafy branches. If you know what this is, will you leave me a comment here on YouTube, because I had no idea what these were, and I just think they are so incredibly cool, and I couldn't figure out what kind of leaf or plant it was. So pretty fun. We ended our time in Austin with, a little more shopping, lots of masterminding, and working through some different ideas, some of the stuff that we had going on in our businesses, tech stacks, and so much more. But it was such a wonderful trip. From Austin, I went straight to Tucson. And Tucson is a place I've never been before. I couldn't find a direct flight from Austin to Tucson. Instead, I went through Phoenix, which worked out just fine. And while I was there, I was attending the DEAC conference to just get more educated, meet with other universities, and learn more about what I needed to do. I did get there extremely early, so I did spend some time sitting in the hotel lobby working before the conference began. I had the opportunity to go to the Tohono Chul Garden Bistro and meet up with some other universities to talk to them about, what was going on in the world of university and post-secondary education, how they're helping their students. And I also got to walk through this wonderful garden. So many beautiful signs. You can see the sand sage here and cacti and lots and lots of sculptures. There was this wonderful horse sculpture that was just beautiful with cacti all around it. It was just a really pretty place. It was a beautiful day. Spring in Tucson, I highly recommend it. And just really fun. Lots of flowering plants. That was really cool. And seeing all of this beautiful, beautiful plant life was really exciting and so beautifully done. I mean, I think when it comes to design, nature probably is the one that put their best foot forward, right? Everything they do, everything that is natural and beautiful, it relaxes us, which is so incredible. They did a really nice job on these signs. You can see here this white evening primrose sign. Really great use of typography, clean, easy fonts, really easy to read. They also had these fun little areas where kids could, or adults like me, could bang on these flowers, and it was just kind of fun.
She does it with such panache.
You can see that they had a lot of different blooms, cacti, and the whole place was just really, really well set up. You can see that they had markers everywhere, and they even had little gardens. Like there was a lettuce garden, and they had sectioned them off so that there was some gardening going on, which was pretty cool. I was surprised by the flowers that were colorful. I was expecting only cacti, but there are actually lots of drought-resistant types of fruit and vegetables and cacti and flowers that were all over this garden. I was really surprised by this lemon tree that was so beautiful and smelled so fragrant. And it was just really fun to see it in bloom. You'll also notice there were some signs like this. They had a little fun lizard kid showing you where all these different things were. Great job on the typography. It's all very, very easy to read, all capital letters. They also had these mini gardens where they had a lot of little different types of plants all together in these rocky areas, and they were all had signage on them so you knew what kinds of plants were here. I'm still in a little bit of disbelief about this cacti. It has like these little pineapple looking things at the top that kind of blew my mind. They also had these beautiful illustrations of birds and the wildlife and more information on it. It was really fascinating and so beautifully drawn. Someone had done a really nice job on illustrating these. They did have a couple of these wonderful water setups, like this wonderful set of pots, and you could hear the clinking of the water coming through. It was very relaxing and very beautifully done. They also had a few areas with tile. You can see this beautiful tile right here. I really love this mix of a terracotta looking tile and a tile with like a sun on it. I think that mixture, it adds interest, it has color to it, and it definitely has a Tucson or a sunny feel to it. We did run into more sculptures like this darling little deer, and then some fantastic typography that someone had done on this chalk sign, Discover the Vibrant World, and they had done all of these wonderful colors and illustrations on it. It was very impressive. And by the way, if you have a chance to go to this gift shop, the gift shop was darling. It had a lot of really cool things in it. From there, the next 2 days, I'm not going to bore you, but they were filled with learning, education, getting to know other universities and networking. And I felt really grateful to be there to get to learn so much. I had such a good time, and I really do get so much out of these conferences. I hope you enjoyed this Design Around the World, and if you want to see more of what I'm up to, please subscribe to the channel. I do several lives every single week showing you cool things that I'm up to, talking to you about design, and I can't wait to share more with you.